6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while, about a week or so. Feeling a little better. Welcome to the morning coffee show. Today, I just thought I would reach out and say hi to everybody since I've been missing for a while. Obviously, today it's about my stay in a Japanese hospital, the surgery that I went through. As you can see, I kind of keep my eye closed a bit. I do have a bit of a padding and a clear eye patch here, but I usually wear that when I am sleeping. But yeah, I've been missing you all, and I'm doing a lot better. So thank you for that. But yeah, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining. I've missed you all, and just want to say hi to everybody. Vin, Harley, Svastik, Jason M, Mambo. Hey, Auntie. Anna and Kamoa, thank you for being here. I'm not going to be here long. I do have to get rest, but I do have to be up for a few things today. John McKee and Jason in Michigan, good morning. How are you? Is I hope. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I was worried about my sound there for a minute. Hey, Babs, how are you? Shouldn't you be resting? I knew somebody would say that right away. No, I just woke up, so I can have a bit of time to be awake, of course. I'm in bed literally 22 hours a day for the last 6 days. But yeah, I'm just up here having my coffee, and I got to do a little bit of work. But I wanted to talk, obviously about staying in a Japanese hospital and what it was like. So for those of you that are living under a rock or don't know, I'm pretty sure everything is quite normal. Basically, hey Nathan, how are you? I had 7 retinal tears in my eye. Found out last week, and detached retina, of course. If any of you know all about that. And I don't use Twitter that much, Jason. Sandra C, good morning. So yeah, last Monday, basically, as you know, I made a video. It'll be my last live stream for a while. Hey, Cobrat, how are you? And I wasn't sure how long I would be in the hospital. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, basically after about 7 hours in the ophthalmologist clinic, so on and so forth, they basically said that I had all these retinal tears and I needed surgery right away because it was quite serious. And so I got checked into the hospital last Tuesday, and that was a very interesting thing as a foreigner in Japan. And not really speaking the language too much. Hey, Mom, Night Rider's Gal, how are you? Basically, yeah, 10 o'clock Tuesday morning, I was admitted into the hospital. All the paperwork was done quite easily. Hey, Caden, how are you? Tokyo Paul, good morning. And yeah, as a foreigner, like especially with limited communication, they don't have any like English outlet, I guess you could say. Everything is done in Japanese, of course. But I was in the administration office about 10:15. I showed up late. And basically all the paperwork was done earlier, and which was pretty cool. I thought, oh, thanks, Swastik, appreciate that, brother. Good, you were free to smoke like a normal person, and I'll get into that in a minute. Administration paperwork took 5 or 10 minutes because Hiromi had helped me the day before to set everything up because she couldn't be there. Hey, Jason M., how are you? And yeah, all you Emoji Club people, support Swastik, please, with those stars. But yeah, I'm just here to talk about my experiences. And hey, buckle up, let's go. How are you, brother? I haven't returned your email, sorry, but I will. Wendy from Holland, how are you? Thank you. Oh, hi, Wendy from Holland, how are you? It's been a long time. Thank you for being here. So basically, they took me up to the 8th floor. I was in the Nihon University Hospital, and the 8th floor is the the eye doctor place. They have a complete huge clinic there, and then they have on the other side of the hospital, on the same floor, they have a ward area, and then 9, 10, 11 are ward areas also for other things. And basically, I walked in, they drop your bags right away, and they take your height, they take your weight, and then they took me to my room. I shared a room with 3 other people, so 4 people to a room. And basically, I had a bed, I had a little cabinet area, and a pretty sad looking TV, which I never used. Hey, Diana, how are you? And then they take you for a tour of the ward area. It's all done in Japanese, of course, and I probably understood maybe 50-50 of what it was. They show you how to raise the bed and all those things, which was okay, I guess, you know. And they show you, okay, here's the toilet area, here's the shower area. This is where you can sit and talk on the phone in this little lounge area. It's not a lounge area, there's tables and chairs, and you couldn't even drink in this area. Hey, Ison, how are you? Then they show you kind of like after every meal, you have to take your tray and you have to go and deliver into the lunch cart things. You know, you put your trays in, kind of like at a food court kind of style place. And that took about 30 minutes or so. And then I got settled in. By 10:30, I was sitting in bed. It was the day before surgery, found in Japan. Good morning. And yeah, that was it for my first day. Of course, you know, during the day they call you and you go and get your eyes checked again. You know, they come around every 3 or 4 hours, taking your blood pressure and your temperature, of course, just things like that. So the first day was kind of boring. I didn't know what to do. They didn't tell me I had to lie down or, you know, anything like that. Because damage was already done anyways. So, of course, the food was bad. Well, it wasn't, I bet you it was still better than, I can't compare because it's my first time ever, by the way, for surgery. And it was the first time ever in a hospital stay, whether it was in Canada, America, you know, wherever. So even though like my family, my sister was a nurse and my mother was a nurse and things like that, I kind of know about hospitals and stuff, and I visited, you know, family and stuff. But seriously, I'd never stayed in a hospital before. So this was all new to me, and especially being, hey, creature, good morning. Being in a country where, you know, obviously everybody knows I don't speak the language fluently. Thank you, Diana. It was, you know, difficult. I do have to say, this one nurse, she kept using her cell phone and speaking in Japanese, like a translation thing, and would help me out that way. So that was really nice. But there were some nurses that basically just spoke Japanese, and I was hoping to understand. And it got to a point where on my first day, I had to use Google Translate a lot. So it was okay. I have posted pictures, as you guys have probably seen on Instagram, of some of the hospital food proportioned, of course. But I was free to roam, on the first day, I was free to roam around the hospital. They had a Lawson's convenience store inside the hospital, which you could go down and get any food that you wanted, kind of style thing. I never did get like an actual bento heated up and brought back to the room, but I could pick up snacks and onigiris and drinks and things like that. I didn't sleep very well during the first night, and because you got three other guys, and it was kind of weird because I just picture that everybody's going to have their curtains open and kind of style thing, but everybody kept all their curtains closed except me. I felt a little claustrophobic even just having that curtain wrapped around me. But I woke up the next day, had breakfast, and that's when they put these eye drops to open up your pupil. And of course, because they want to see inside your eye for another check. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. I went for a check, and my surgery was scheduled last Wednesday at 11:30. They give you the little blue hat that you can see in the thumbnail, and the blue surgical wear stuff or whatever. You could wear clothing underneath, just no jewelry. You take all that off, of course. And yeah, it was kind of funny because they're like, okay, we're gonna call you, and then you're gonna come and come over to the nurse's station. We're gonna put you into a wheelchair, and we're gonna wheel you down to the 6th floor to the operating floor, and go from there. And I was like, okay. They call me. I go to sit in the wheelchair. I couldn't get my fat ass into the wheelchair. The wheelchairs it was small, plain and simple. And even the nurses started laughing. They're like, oh my God, what do we do? So I was like, can't we just walk down there? Like, I'm fine. And they're like, okay. So I walked down to the 6th floor with them. And the one thing that I found really, really interesting, and I never experienced this, every time they give you a meal, every time they ask you a question, to do anything, the first thing they do is, what is your name? What is your birth date? And obviously, those eye drops sting a little bit, don't they? Not bad. I just did my eye drops about half an hour ago. I take 2 eye drops right now, but they do sting a little bit, not much. So got down to the surgery, and excuse me. Oh, thank you, Welsh32. I appreciate that. Drew, I hope you get well soon. Have you seen Chuck? No, I gotta catch up with Chuck. I just saw his video, something with itchy feet or something this morning, came up on my feed. So once I get back to bed, I'll be watching, and I've been actually doing his podcast, Chocolate in Japan. I think he did also a podcast or something. I was listening to that. But yeah, no, I haven't. So got down to surgery, and of course, they do all these things. Are they like cars? So they're not like the ones here in the state. No, wheelchairs are exactly like what they are. Night Riders gal wheelchairs. Yeah. Hi, Silver Streak. How are you? It's just that they're built small. That's all. And since I got a fat ass, hey, my cock, how are you, man? Got down to surgery, and of course they do all these vital checks and stuff like that. And I literally walked into the surgery rooms, and you could see the, surgery, 1, 2, and 3. And I was like, holy shit, I've never been into a surgery room before. They open up this big door, and there's a chair. I thought I'd be on a bed. And there's literally a chair that reclines back, and you had, the anesthesiologist there, you had the ophthalmologist there, you had all these helpers there, so on and so forth. And I got scared. I literally got scared. My first surgery ever, they're going to be digging around in my eyeball. What am I going to expect? And, oh, they do, eh, Mike? Oh, okay, cool. I imagine that they did. It's just I've never experienced that before. Obviously checking all your name, making sure that you don't have the wrong chart. I get it. So Anyways, I sit down in the chair, um, and they put this heavy blanket on top of me, keep me warm or whatever, and they explain exactly what they're going to do. Of course, the doctor, they did speak English, by the way. The doctor that I have does speak English, but there was another ophthalmologist there who was just doing the anesthesia, whatever you call it, and she spoke perfect English. And she's like, yeah, I stayed in Canada before, and blah blah blah. And so she more explained to me exactly what was going on. What I found kind of weird though is when I was getting the local, they felt right here, and they're like, open your mouth. And I was like, oh, and they're like, okay, right there. And I was like, what? Hey, Fang. Oh, and hi, Kamo. How are you? And I guess there's a nerve here that they're going to block. Um, so they said, keep your mouth open. I was like, and all of a sudden this long needle went in and you could feel it burn. It was like white knuckle, like, oh, but it only lasted like 30 seconds. But yeah, they put a needle somewhere in here, and she's like, okay, the needle's in, I'm inserting, or I'm pressing the thing now, blah, blah, blah. And you could just feel it just go. And I was like, oh, cool. Me being me and not knowing, to be honest, I was like, oh, is that it? Okay, good. I thought that, and they, oh, by the way, they did put like a topical freezing or something on my eye. Now I'm lying back and they start feeling around the eye socket. And I was like, oh, shit. And the anesthesiologist, she's like, yep. Japanese doctors know their stuff for sure. They do, Welsh. They do. I gotta say, I'm very happy with the outcome. And she's like, okay, we have to. The needle has to go in a certain way, and it's going to basically, if you have your eye here, you got all these tendons and things like that. And I think maybe Nathan knows a lot about this too, because I talked to Nathan a little bit on Messenger. But they basically put the needle into your eye, into your eye socket, and they freeze whatever they got to freeze, or whatever I call it. I'm going to call it freezing, and that really, I could suck it up. I've been to the dentist 100 times, so I know. That pricking pain or whatever. But once the needle was in, she's like, "Okay, I'm going to insert the stuff now," and you could just feel the hotness, I guess, going around your eye and stuff. So, it literally took about a minute or two, and then I just lied back, and I had to hold on to something. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was grounded to the surgical thing. I don't know. But yeah, basically they did I forget the name of it now, vitrectomy. I don't know what the hell they call it, but basically they took out all the jelly in my eye. They cryotherapied all the tears. Now, because I had 7 retinal tears, the doctor did say that the bottom 2 tears were a bit difficult, and they're hoping that everything will turn out okay. And the surgery lasted about 90 minutes while I was awake, by the way. For some of you that don't know, I'm sitting there awake, not a vasectomy. And they asked me, "Are you okay?" Throughout the thing. And I'm like, "Yep, I'm fine. Can you feel anything?" "Nope, I can't feel anything." "Hey, construction cronies." What I could feel is the pressure. So they put 3 things into my eyes. One is like kind of like a light. One is like a draining kind of style thing, and one is the actual instrument or whatever. They basically cleared out all the jelly in my eye, cryotherapied the tears, and then they insert a gas bubble into my eye, and I could feel the saline solution cleaning my eye at all times because there was a lot of blood. It's not cancer in the eyeball. No, it's not cancer. So once the eye the bubble is put into your eye. Hey, Stephen Kenny. I could feel him pressing on my eyeball. Now, I can't feel anything, of course, but I can still feel the pressure. And I could hear him in English say, "Oh, we need a little bit more gas." And yeah, that was pretty much the procedure. And he said, like, it seemed like it went quite well. Hey, Trevor, Canadian. Um, so, which was good. And he said, you did really well, Drew. And they basically patch up your eye, like you see in the thumbnail. And they put me on a stretcher, face down, and wheeled me up to my room. If you haven't done so, will you please hit that like button to show Drew some support? Oh yeah, smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I'd appreciate it. Nasace from Sweden, how are you? Was your sight blacked out on that eye during surgery? Yes, I could see light, but I couldn't see anything. Of course not. But yeah, they basically wheeled me up to the room, and they said they gave me one of those donut pillows, and I had to basically lie face down for the next 24 hours. And I could get up for meals, um, and but I had to go back face down again because the gas bubble in your eye is being pressed against the surgical repaired area, and that's just going to help the retina, go back into place and attach back to the wall of the eye or whatever you want to call it. The next day, I woke up, and during the night, because you naturally move, the nurses come by every hour to check you, and they would wake me up and say, Drew, turn back the other way, put your face down, because, I'd go like this or something. I'll get into that in a minute, Welsh. A lot of people have asked me, hey, any nice looking nurses? A couple nice ladies, but no. It was a lot of older ladies because typically on this ward area, actually, I would say the average age was 50 plus for every single patient, if not a lot older. So a lot of experienced nurses were working, of course. My second day in the morning, I had breakfast, and I gotta say, like, I can't compare it to back home, but the food was not the greatest, but it wasn't that bad. So I waited for another eye check, and they said, okay, now you have to lie face down, but to the lie on the right side of your face, so that the bubble in your eye can get to the area that we need healing more. As long as they were nice nurses, that's all that matters, especially being face down. Exactly, Cobrat. So yeah, that's how I spent about 2 more days. And then, of course, every morning I would get checked. Now, I'm a smoker, and I'm going to say this right out. The first day, I walked out of the hospital at 4 o'clock. I went and had a smoke, came back in, no problem. And the morning of the surgery, me and my smoking, I know, but I could feel, like as a smoker for 40 plus years, and don't get into the quit smoking thing or anything like that, because I'm not anywhere wanting to quit smoking. It's one of my habits. And it's not that I don't have enough strong willpower, but I don't. The morning of the surgery, about 8:30 in the morning, I went down outside, had another smoke, and walked back in. So that was all said and done. But now that after the surgery, I got an eye patch, I couldn't sneak out of the hospital, I guess you could say. So yeah, I spent 2 or 3 days not smoking. But hey, Janet, how are you? It was interesting. Like, I could feel my body, really going through, not with, I guess you would say withdrawal, right? But yeah, the other day came, and they checked my eye again, and I basically said, like, hey, I'm lying down in bed. Did you get patch or nicotine gum? No, I did not. Julian, that's another one of those things. Moderators, thank you. basically, I asked them, do I have to stay here in the hospital for all this time? Because I'm just lying here doing nothing, and I could be at home. And the hospital stay is expensive. Um, so he checked my eye again. Hey, Nick R., how are you? Thank you, Nick, for you know what. Thank you, brother. Um, and he checked my eye. I went to this special, back over the clinic, checked this amazing machine that takes pictures of your eyes and stuff. And then he sat down with me and he said, okay. And, he's kind of sketching and stuff. He goes, this is your eye. And he's like, picture this, if you will. This is my eye, and I got 7 tears going down in a row like that. And he showed me how the gas bubble was in my eye and the retina was back into place. But because of the cryotherapy, the gas bubble has to heal. I guess it acts like a band-aid or, whatever. He goes, so it's looking actually after 3 days or so, it does look good. So if you can come back Monday for a checkup, yeah, I think you can go home and rest. So I signed papers, and they gave me a hefty bill. Yeah, basically, it was kind of weird. Is I got this paper and I got my hospital card, and I basically went down to a machine, not a vending machine. You put your card in, up comes your bill, pull out the credit card, pay it. I was in a taxi literally 5 minutes later, getting back to home. So, in my experiences of being in the hospital, communication as a foreigner is difficult, especially with a lot of technical terms. It can be difficult to understand exactly what's going on. And I think that was the most difficult, but the nurses were quite friendly. Some did try to, use Google Translate. But, for a lot of the medical terms, it was difficult. It really, really was. And, like I had a piece of paper and I would use Google Translate to understand everything that was going on. Actually, Mike, I did go have a smoke first before I got into the taxi. Yeah, for the last couple of days now, I've literally been in bed 22 hours or so with my face down to the right. But here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this. Japanese hospitals are amazing. The staff, the nurses, the doctors, they're very friendly. Um, they are a little bit pushy. I don't know how to explain that, but with me being me, I was more like, listen, don't baby me. Tell me how it is straight, so on and so forth. And I think my doctor, because he went to school in America, wherever he went, like he appreciated that, I guess. And I basically told him, like, they wanted me in the hospital for a week, and I didn't see the reason to be in a hospital for a week when I could be at home doing the exact same thing. I do take my blood pressure, I do take my temperature, things like that. Obviously, before I get admitted into the hospital last week, they do the PCR test, which those damn things going up into your brain, oh my God. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but before I left, they actually did another PCR test. I'm negative, which is good. But here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. I got a phone call, and one of the doctors had tested positive for COVID, and but he wasn't a close contact for me or anything like that. And just make sure, if you have symptoms or whatever, let us know, so on and so forth. And then yesterday I got another phone call, and basically another doctor tested positive for COVID, so they're going to shut down the whole ward and the clinic, the ophthalmology clinic, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm glad that I kind of got out when I did. Um, I'm supposed to be there right now for an appointment, but everything has been shut down, which is good. And I will be going back on Thursday. Um, so I'm kind of, I feel blessed in a way that I pushed the fact that I don't need to be here as long as you need to be. I need to be, because yeah, everything. Can you imagine, you know, cases of COVID in the ward area? Hey, Mission Creek, how are you? So everything's locked down, and I escaped. So I would say overall, though, like the experiences that I did have were quite interesting, and overall generally friendly and professional. Um, a lot of eye checks, and it amazes me how I there's three drops that I take. I only take two now, but one drop was to open up your pupil. The other one was like for antibacterial things. One was kind of like some sort of a steroid thing or whatever. I'm taking two right now, 5 times a day. I take one eye drop, say at 8:30 in the morning. 5 minutes later, I got to take another eye drop. Then at 12:35, sometime later on in the night, things like that. So, but yeah, I'm back home, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I am literally lying in bed. I got Netflix going on. I've talked to a few of our family members, like Night Riders, Gal and Mindy's mom. I had a chat with. I had a chat with Jason M yesterday for about half an hour. It was really nice, like a lot of people reaching out. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to everybody that has helped support me monetarily. It's really helped. Oh, hi, Mindy's mom. um, Whether you supported me monetarily or you supported me by sending me emails, I really appreciate it. The love and it has been amazing. Um, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I really, really do. People on Discord, to Line, to emails, to Instagram. This has been quite an experience for me, and the support that you have given me is just amazing. Moving forward in the future, I just wanted to go live for a short time today, just to let you know how I am. Now I'm going to take my glasses off here. I'm going to try and open up my eye. I can open up my eye, no problem. It gets a little sticky at times, but I don't know if you can see the condition of my eye right now. I'm looking into the camera here. It is red. I do have a gas bubble in the bottom where I can see, but I can see. It is blurry, not the greatest, but I can kind of see the chat in a way. So things are healing. Of course, I do have like a clear eye patch that I wear at night, and I put a little bit of gauze over top, kind of like that, to stop the leakage and things like that. So hopefully I'm progressing well. I can't be awake too long, but I just wanted to be live and let you know my experiences. It was quite a big experience. And I gotta thank my wife for helping me out here. Um, it's I don't want to strain my eye. Yeah, I naturally keep my eye closed, so I do have to blink every once in a while, just to keep my. Hey, Robert Kosinski, how are you? How are you? Thank you for being here. Um, so I'm trying my best. The stubborn ass that I am. I got to get back to bed soon. But I just want to talk a little bit about my experiences. And the one thing he did say, though, is I will be going on Thursday for another checkup once they, clear all the COVID in the hospital and stuff. And he said that, if those tears are not healing as well as possible, I will have to go back for surgery to cryotherapy the the tears that are difficult to heal. So I hope that I'm holding my head as well as I can. Um, I am up right now. I do get up in the morning. I'll be back in bed until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. I'll have a little bit of lunch. I'll go back to bed. I did not get any sponge baths by any nurses, people, anything like that. Um, so yeah, I'll be off work probably for a couple more weeks. Which right after this, I actually have to call about my health insurance and coverage and things like that. Hey, Carmen, how are you? Um, so it's a bit of a long road. I didn't think, honestly, I thought, the surgery, I thought, a week or so and I'd be back to work by tomorrow. Stupid thinking, I know. But it's kind of weird because I can see the gas bubble even with my eye closed. It was like this big, obviously last week, and now it's getting down to about this big. It was kind of funny because I had this gas bubble and I had like two little bubbles. It almost looked like Mickey Mouse for a while. That was pretty fun. Um, but yeah, I'm trying my best to recover. Hey, Debbie McKee, how are you? Um, and I just wanted to share my experience with you and to give you an update of what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, because I have been away from social media for a while. Um, well, live streaming for a while. So I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I can't be up too much. Hey, Motonome, how are you? Um, but I'm hoping that the surgery is going well and that with me trying to not be as stubborn and trying to listen to the doctors, trying to listen to Hiromi, that everything will turn out well. And by the way, I talked about laser surgery in this eye, and because of the condition of this eye, he decided to delay this. It'll be like a outpatient style surgery later on to fix. Um, there is no try, just do. Well, okay, Auntie, but that's me. um, so yeah, it's going to be a long road, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm doing my best, and I'm hoping that I'm not going to be off for the whole month of February because that'll really hurt me. I do need to get to work. I do need to. I do have responsibilities, even though I'm off. I still have responsibilities, and that kind of bothers me. Hey, Night Owl, how are you? But I just want to say thank you. So no, there will be more surgery, Babs. Actually, no, I should not be face down. I can be up. So I know all of you Google doctors out there think that I have to be face down all the time, and I'm face down, but to the side, approximately 22 hours of the day. So getting up and doing a live stream is okay, but I can't be too long. So I'm actually 10 minutes more than I thought I would be. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Seriously, this community has treated me well. I appreciate it. And now on to the next step of figuring out how my social health insurance, my company health insurance works, and getting myself covered that way and making sure that everything is fine. So, hi, Stephanie Emma. Wow. I was just talking about you with a couple of people the other day, like, where are you and stuff. So thank you for being here, kiddo. Go rest, do what you are told. I am. Yes, Mambo. Oh my God, Mambo. And thank you for the private message, Mambo. Thank you, everybody. I just wanted to share my experiences and let you know that I am doing well. That I'm not as tired as some of you thought I was at the beginning. I do have a lot of energy. And thank God for Netflix and the TV show called Dynasty. I know, I'm watching Dynasty. I'm going to go watch the football game in bed. Thank you, everybody. Truly appreciate each and everything, all the support. It's really helped me. It really, really has. So thank you. Of course, if you do want to help support me in any way, you can see, of course, you can see all the coffee and the Patreon, the PayPal and all that. I do appreciate it, and every little bit helps. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great day. And check out all my social media because that's where I update everything. And yeah, I gotta go. So take care. Bye.